What's up everyone, it's Trainer Dell. In this video for you, I have my 5 gameplay reasons why Weiss Schwarz is my favorite TCG. Now, just as a bonus thing, this isn't really a gameplay reason, but it's still pretty cool, is the fact that, you know, this is the Smash Brothers of TCGs, where we have varying titles where you can have, you know, like SAO, King of Fighters, Disney, Angel Beats, and like Rent a Girlfriend, all viably just fight each other out. And it's kind of cool to look on the other side and see what your opponent's playing and whether or not they're playing it because it's a strong deck or because they just like the title and the IP. And, you know, you can talk back and forth about that. So yeah, that's just a bonus one just to throw in there. So for the first reason I really like playing Weiss Schwarz, it's my favorite TCG right now, is that you only need your deck to play. You know, there's so many other card games where you need to like, how can I say, you need coin flip or roll the dice, or nowadays an app, or just extra things. But in here, there is a coin flip mechanic where you can like reveal the top card of your deck instead of flipping a coin. And I mean, you can kind of stack in your favor depending on what deck you're building. So I think that's really cool. I think just needing just your deck, just show up, shuffle up and play, as they say, it's just really cool. The damage is done obviously all right here. So yeah. Number 2, drawing 3 cards. I think that's so fun. And what I mean by drawing 3 cards is obviously you have your first draw per turn, and you can still draw going first, but you can clock a card from hand essentially to draw 2 more cards. Now, in terms of advantage, you're only going up +1 really, but you get to go 3 cards deep into your deck if you want to, you know, clock. There's times where I don't clock early game just to see how it would go, or even mid game, especially when I have enough cards in hand. But it's always, most of the time, better to just clock and get resources later. But yeah, I really like drawing cards. It's really fun to just see cards in your deck. Obviously Final Fantasy is like one where you draw 2. Yu-Gi-Oh! Drawing is so powerful that they got a limit in ban cards, and in Magic the Gathering there are some infinite combos and stuff. But here it just feels to me the most balanced and to help get through the deck. Number 3, attacking does it all. What I mean by that is it damages the player and it builds up your resources. So when you like attack and stuff, for instance, let's just build a fake board here. When you attack, obviously you get to reveal and build stock. And the thing is, you don't really need to get rid of these characters. Zeros can just stay on the field and you can just keep attacking away and building your stock. But then you're also dealing damage to your opponent doing so. So like, if they never cancel, you never even really care. It's not about like card removal. I mean, it is definitely about card removal, but sometimes even though you're facing like high numbers, you're like, hey, I can still have player removal and just attacking my opponent directly, or, you know, just attacking them with the soul damage. And yeah, I just think that's really fun. There are times where it feels like I'm losing, but because I got attackers and stuff, and I can just go for it, you know, I can make a comeback. Number 4, I think, is the level system. So what that is if you don't play Weiss Schwarz, when you take 7 damage to your clock, or 7 or more really, but the first 7, so let's say that happens. So when you're taking damage, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards. You take the first 7 in the stack after it's resolved, and you can, you know, put 1 here into your level zone, and now you're level 1. And it's kind of fun to look at the cards and see what colors you need based on the combinations. Like you're like, oh, I have yellow incoming, so we'll, you know, play that here. We'll play this red so we can place stronger cards. Even though you take damage, you can play stronger cards as you level up. As you can see right here, there's like the level and then the cost. The cost is like the stock stuff, which again, you build up through attacking, which I'm an aggro player. I love building up resources through attacking. You get to so you're not out of it. Even though your opponent can stay low leveled, they can't really take advantage of that. Your stuff is usually going to be bigger in the number sense, right? Because they got like zeros and it's only 2K, and then you get your like level 1s that are higher. There's ways obviously now to cheat the levels, and you could like standby and stuff, but for the most part in the fundamental version of the game, this just keeps it balanced so that, you know, early game you can't just get like a big level 3 out and just start like destroying, except if you were that Batman deck that had to sadly get limited, because you can just bring out the level 3 10K Batman out. But yeah, like I said, I like the level up system. It just it feels like there's a progression you're going through, that even if you're being hit, you can still play the game. So number 5 is the climax. Ending damage, being part of your combos. You can only have a max of 8, and obviously 4 of any card. And these are super cool. It's that risk reward type thing. Like, do you hold some in hand? Do you try to get them back into your deck so you can cancel? You can have higher chances. Like, there's obviously skill and thought behind it. But for the most part, having these as ways to build your own advantages are cool, and ways to protect yourself is really cool. Most people will think it's like a luck sack thing to cancel a whole lot, but as you play and play, you'll realize, like, when you know where your climaxes are, like if they end up in stock, and if you have the abilities to get these out, or if you just play through it, those are all little micro decisions that are up to you. And obviously your deck state and board state. But I think that's really cool. It's just super fun when you're taking some hits. Oh, well, there, it's just a cancel. But like, you're getting hit and hit and hit for an attack, and then like you keep going, and it's just both players are engaged in it. Like, you yourself want to cancel, and your opponent doesn't want you to cancel, but you know, they're watching and then now seeing where the climaxes are going. So I think the climax system is really cool. And sorry, you guys didn't cancel, because we actually got 2 more extra reasons why I like Weiss Schwarz, why it's my favorite, which is, one of them is that refresh step. Refresh step was the first way, I believe, to have uncancelable damage in Weiss Schwarz, where when your deck hits 0, like cards, so, you know, let's say this is all your way to room and you draw, you reshuffle your deck and, you know, cut whatever, and the top card of your deck automatically goes to clock, regardless if it's a climax or not. So again, for me, that's super fun. You and your opponent are both like watching this. You guys are both engaged in the game to see what happens. You can, again, compression sometimes is a lie, because you can compress so well and then you hit that climax and now your numbers are off or whatever. But that is one thing that's really cool. That the refresh step, like the fact that you're decking out doesn't lose you the game. It's hitting level 4, and that's the only way to lose that I know of. I don't know if there's any other win cons, at least in English. And lastly, I'll probably talk about this more in depth in another video, which you kind of saw earlier, the waifu decks. I think playing a quote-unquote suboptimal strategy, but, you know, incorporating like your waifu and stuff, like obviously you've seen this, my Ruka, you know, having the sleeves and the deck box to match and everything, and showing up, and sometimes people bring their figures. I wore my Ruka shirt with this artwork to BCS Anaheim, even though I didn't play the Ruka waifu deck, but someone did. I played someone while I played Rent a Girlfriend. Someone did play the Ruka waifu, and it was just really cool and interactive to talk to this person. So yeah, waifu decks being a thing and being its own like subtype of the game is just super cool. And again, just one of the many reasons why Weiss Schwarz is my favorite TCG.